oh, come on, you're just taking steroids, like, come off it, mate. He's such an outlier that, like, what's more likely, that he's a total genetic freak or that he is on drugs?
In fact, there's only two reasons why you would do that. One of them is that you are not on drugs and you are desperate to prove it to everybody. The other is that you are definitely on drugs and you feel like it's weakening your brand, so you get a load of people in on it and do a video about it. MattDoesFitness, who is a very well-known YouTuber in the fitness industry, did a video the other day.
Passing a drugs test.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, we were very surprised by. Matt, if you're watching, you may or may not remember our faces because we competed. I think, did you compete in the same weight category as him?
He was one above me, I think. So I think he was in the 105s. I was in the 93s at the time. You were in the 83s?
Yeah.
This was at British Nationals in Bournemouth, where we also saw Mike Samuels.
Yeah. And Stephen Manuel.
Stephen Manuel.
Eating bagels with a toaster that he'd brought himself and plugged into the lighting unit. So seeing MattDoesFitness, I can't remember his last name, but
Morcia,
seeing him...
Matt Morcia.
Okay. Seeing him in the 105s and thinking he is pretty lean for 105, and he looks very different to the rest of the powerlifters in the 105s,
Yeah.
like very different. So Johnny and I were convinced that we were just like, oh, he's on drugs. And that, and everyone always says on his videos like, oh, come on, you're just taking steroids, like, come off it, mate. And the reason we thought so is just because he's such an outlier that, like, what's more likely, that he's a total genetic freak or that he is on drugs? And actually, fair play to him, he did a polygraph test, he did a blood and a urine test. He really went for the three-pronged fuck you for everyone to be like, right, I am not on drugs, so you can leave me alone.
Yeah. Great, fair play. Like that, to do that, because he doesn't even have to, does he? Like,
Yeah,
there's no
like, he could have got
reason.
away with his whole career just being on everything and just being like, no, I'm natural.
In fact, there's only two reasons why you would do that. One of them is that you are not on drugs and you're desperate to prove it to everybody. The other is that you are definitely on drugs and you feel like it's weakening your brand, so you get a load of people in on it and do a video about it. I feel like...
You find the head of WADA.
Is that who it was?
Oh no, it was that's the head of WADA is called Dick Pound.
Used to be called Dick Pound. It's not anymore.
It's a new guy.
Great shame. Yeah, Richard Pound, I think, is now doing something else.
I mean, Great Shame is also a bad name, but
Great shame.
as a bad joke.
G shame. Graham Shame.
But WNBF, drug testing.
World Natural
Yeah.
Bodybuilding Federation. He's one of those people who... So here's another interesting one. So Mike Thurston, if anyone's come across him before, they actually weirdly... It's strange this. I've never really thought about this before, but we didn't know Mike, but we very good friends with people who are very good friends with Mike. Mike was in Newcastle, like, during the Ziz era, when fitness was becoming, like, more and more trendy. Been in the same gym as him multiple times. Know people who know him very, very well. Both him and MattDoesFitness both have very successful YouTube channels. We've met both of them in person, and I think both of them, if someone woke us up at 2 a.m. and said, you've got to answer this question now, I'm going to shoot you in the head. What's the answer? Are they natural or not? We'd have probably both said they're not natural, wouldn't we?
Yeah, that's true. It's really cast out into everything now. I mean, Zac Aynsley is another one. He's in town at the moment. I messaged him the other day. We might be able to get him on the podcast for a chat about him going viral. We were his first sponsor, interestingly.
We did his diet plan for a while, and I remember he wanted to include Watsits in his diet plan. I have a really clear memory of that. I remember us trying to work out how many grams of Watsits he'd have to eat to hit the macros we gave him.
Like, what's the maximum Watsits that he could eat in a day?
I mean, they're nice Watsits, aren't they?
They are really good.